Welcome, welcome, welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Shepard, and I'm joined by Mannequin Muse.
Oh, wow. What were you being?
A cartoon, I think.
Okay. I didn't know if you were being underwater or...
Oh, that would... You want me to do underwater?
Yes, try
okay.
that. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
It really did sound like you were underwater.
I practiced with this book. Do you want a donut? You know that one?
Oh, kid's book.
Yeah, Mr. Panda. He offers donuts to everyone,
Sure.
and everyone has terrible manners.
Oh.
So he asks some critter, and the critter says, "Yeah, give me 6." And
Oh.
he goes, "No." And this is my voice from Mr. Panda. "No, you may not have a donut."
Oh.
But then he talks to a whale, and he says, "Mr. Whale, would you like a donut?" And the whale says,
And
and then he finally comes across a really cute raccoon.
Ooh.
I think it's a raccoon.
Ooh.
And he goes, "Yes, please. Can I have some donuts?"
Oh.
And Mr. Panda goes,
You can have.
"No," mixing up my characters. "You can have all of them. I don't like donuts."
Wow.
He was just waiting for please.
Sure, of course. Please, Mr.
Yeah, he goes,
Panda.
"Please, Mr. Panda." The other critter.
Listen, I know it's an intro. We got to keep
Well,
this
it's
brief.
turned into a fact check.
Well, yeah, because what I want you to just give a teeny bit of Michael.
Poor Michael. He is a baby tiger.
He was like 2 years old.
Yeah. "I feel a little sick because I went behind this sushi restaurant, ate all the fish out of the dumpster, and then I was throwing up everywhere."
Michael, you shouldn't do that.
"Okay, I guess I'll just have some sips out of this puddle next to this toilet."
Yeah, Michael always found himself in some really disgusting
Listeria, E.
situations.
coli. He had everything. He'd eat and drink anything, poor Michael. He just didn't know better because he was a baby tiger.
Oh, my God.
Another baby tiger we all love, is Zooey Deschanel. She is an actor and an incredible musician. I don't know where to start. New Girl, 500 Days of Summer, Elf, Yes Man, Almost Famous. My goodness. She has a new podcast out called Welcome to Our Show on iHeartRadio. She hosts it with Hannah, Simone, and of course, what would we call this? Alma Mater? No. Lamorne.
Yeah, a previous guest.
Previous guest. Yeah, doesn't do it for me. Anyways, they talk a ton about New Girl. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. You'll love it. Please enjoy Zooey Deschanel. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
The neighborhood I grew up in, there wasn't a ton of renovations going on. So.
There weren't?
No, there were not.
Not a lot of HGTV fans.
There was just a lot of rot going on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You let it rot until it's like so bad you got to fix it.
This is a big ding, 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 because your partner is a home renovator.
Yes.
Big
That's
time.
That's
so
true.
Very popular.
I did not know that, but I learned that this
looked it up.
morning. Yeah,
he did his
yeah.
research.
You Wikipedia.
Yeah, there's some things I didn't know about you, and that was one of the things that was exciting. And there's no way you'll know these kids, but I'm just going to
Yeah,
say in
tell me.
hopes that you do.
Okay.
So, you know the actor Erica Christensen?
Of course, yeah.
Do you know she has 2 twin brothers that are younger than her?
No,
It is the freakiest fucking thing. It's them. I mean, it's them
wow.
separated by however many years they're separated by, but it is fucking freaky. By the way,
so
they're
funny.
gorgeous and they're huge. Fuck, are they good looking? BTS behind the scenes. So when you walked in, you flattered us by telling us that Mary Jo, your mother, is an armchair, which came as a
Yep.
huge surprise and a great delight.
she loves it so much. I was like, I'm doing this show, Armchair Expert. And she's like, well, that's my favorite show. She's like, I've heard every episode until they disappeared. And I was like, Mom, they moved to Spotify. My mom's listened to every episode. She loves it. She loves both you guys, knows all about you. She's like, he's from Michigan.
Oh, is
Yeah.
your mom from Michigan?
She's from Ohio, but her grandfather's from Michigan. She's like,
Oh.
her mom was born in Michigan.
And did Meriwether ever have contact with her over the years?
They definitely met, but
Okay.
they didn't spend like a ton of time
Because she's a Michigander as well.
I know. She's from Ann Arbor.
Home
That's
of
a
U of M.
fancy part.
Yeah, and then her father was, I believe, like the editor of the Detroit
Yes.
Free Press or something. Something really impressive.
Yes,
Yeah.
very impressive family. And her mom once made me ginger snaps, so that
Fuck.
was cool. I was like, these are amazing. I can't believe it. And they were like famous ginger snaps.
Were they brought to set? Like, hey, my mom wanted you to have these. What was like? Was there a ceremony? Was it ritualized?
So, if I recall correctly, Liz's brother did a Kickstarter for a project he was doing, and I supported it. And I was looking at the levels of support.
Yep.
And one of the, and I chose like the second highest level because it included ginger snaps.
Perfect. They followed
So-
through.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I need to really quickly say, if we're saying Meriwether, that is the creator of New Girl, as well as Bless This Mess, which is why we both know Liz Meriwether, who's
A genius.
hyper talented,
Yes.
hyper genius.
Can we go back to ginger snaps for just 2 seconds?
Yeah.
My son's favorite cookie.
Okay.
He's 4.
See,
He's obsessed with
it's
them.
not an appealing cookie to me.
Bear with us. Your mother would know that Monica's the cookie monster. She was once in trouble at school for stealing someone's
I
cookies.
love cookies.
Cookies are my number one favorite.
They are?
And I like salty better than sweet.
Same.
But if I'm going to do a dessert, I'm like cookie. So my birthday, which was on
Well,
Monday,
17th.
I had a cookie cake.
Yeah.
It was a chocolate chip cookie cake with frosting on the top.
I love a cookie cake.
Yeah.
And also, I had a cookie birthday this year. Everyone brought cookies from their favorite place. So we had an array.
What's your favorite cookie?
Levain's chocolate chip walnut cookie in New York.
So specific, right?
So
Very
specific.
A true connoisseur.
That's
True
right.
connoisseur.
What I did is I just in a panic. One of my weakest qualities is gift giving. So the way I handled that is I just threw money at the problem. So Monica had her birthday and I was just kind of going through Postmates, just any place I could find cookies. Let's get 6 of those over here. Let's get 9 of those. So by the end of the day, there were probably
So
300 or
many
400 cookies at the house.
I would say, as a Capricorn, we're improvers, right? I think that was a really, really good move.
Yeah.
But the one thing I would do to improve that would make it cookie of the month. You know, because if you get them all at once, they
Yes,
get stale.
it's too much.
But if you get 12 at a time,
Yeah.
ooh, you can stretch those cookies. But I guess you can freeze if you have a very big freezer.
Yeah, and
Do
it's
you?
not the same. And I don't.
Yeah.
She's building the house across the street from us, but it's going to be a couple years before she's
Right.
Before
in
my
it.
freezer can hold all my cookies.
That's right. She's in an apartment fridge right now,
Yeah.
which really hinders her cookie obsession.
That's the dream, to live on like a cul-de-sac with your
Cookie
family,
fridge.
your cookie fridge, your pals.
Well, I mean, can you imagine walking across the street to work in the morning? I mean, I have it even better. I walk over my yard. It seems impossible. Like,
It's amazing. The last season of New Girl, they switched studios, and the studio had been a half an hour drive and then turned into an hour drive. And I had a newborn baby.
Ooh.
and not the show that like got shot in 8 hours either.
No, as I'm sure you know, like our hours were legendarily
Yeah.
long.
Terrible.
16 hours was like a normal day. If I was done in 12, which most people are like, it was abuse. I was working 12 hours. I was like, 12 hours, I went home and I'd be like, ooh, I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, I have so much time.
Unfortunately for me, though, the show I had done prior to that was Parenthood, which was
Right.
a fucking fast pass to rap. We'd rap 2 or 3 days a week by lunch. So I went from like that was my television
Yeah.
experience to Bless This Mess, and it was a different experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I'm weaker. I'm not youthful anymore either.
Nothing prepared me. Nothing prepared me because I was doing movies. And this is why I hadn't done television at that point. I was like, well, I like to say yes to a script and like know what we're saying. Nothing prepared me for TV because they're like, you read the script at the table read. And like they fully rewrite it in like 3 days. And then you don't know what you're saying until sometimes we get rewrites morning of Monday and then get another rewrite in the middle of shooting it.
Oh, there was a team of folks that were writing the scene actively
Nonstop.
while we were shooting it.
And sometimes they'd be like, oh, we rewrote this because like it didn't play in table. And I'd be like, first of all, I was like reading it cold at the table.
I wasn't acting yet.
And second of all, like there's a physicality that you're not going to see until you're on set. So I'm like, can we keep that joke, which was great? It just didn't play when we were all like sitting like exhausted at the table read.
I was just going to add to that. The table reads, for folks who don't know how they work, all the executives come. There's like a bunch of people that are well dressed, and it's virtually an audience, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, often like 30 people are in there. 3 of them. And then to your point, I just left a scene. I'm doing this fucking table read on my lunch break. So I've not read the script.
And I grew up with like lots of learning differences. I'm ADHD, like a lot of things that make it sometimes amazing. And then sometimes I'm like, it was fine on New Girl because they were like writing for me. So usually it like flowed out pretty well. Like
Liz and her team are the best,
the best.
at that. Yeah.
They're amazing. You know, this thing where like you have a friend that's a writer or like somebody gets you through your agent and you're like, hey, would you do this favor and do a table read? This is the kiss of death
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me. This is my weakness. They're like, would you do a table read? And it's always someone amazing. Like I've done table reads for the craziest people. And I'm like, oh my God, Francis Ford Coppola wants me to do a table read. And they're like, but you can't see the script until, because it's very secret. Like I get there 2 hours early, try to read the script cold, but I need to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then I read it and I'm absolutely awful. Cold reads are not my strong suit unless it's written exactly for me.
That's what's so bizarre about this occupation is like being a good actor is literally maybe 40% of it at tops. It's like go in front of strangers, read this thing. You just heard 9 other people read it.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's its own skill set.
Well, that's why when I first started out, the things that I was like, I'm not right for this part. Then because I said I wasn't right for it, they'd be like, no, we want you for it. Like
Of
there was like some reverse psychology
wow.
to
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those parts I would end up getting. Or the parts that I'd be like, this is so crazy amazing. There's no way I'm ever going to get this. I remember early on in my career, I got to work with these really amazing people. Like my first movie was Lawrence Kasdan. Then I worked with Cameron Crowe. But those were jobs I was like, I mean, I'm going to do this as an exercise. Like there's no way I would
Right.
ever get this part. I just want to not be bad because my dad's a cinematographer and like knows lots of people. I just don't want him to be like, I heard you were bad.
The reputation.
Yeah. Ooh, how embarrassing.
What a fucking amazing dynamic. I hadn't considered. Of course, I know who your father is. He's nominated or won 6 Academy Awards as a cinematographer. Fucking shot The Natural. I mean, a bad ass cinematographer.
He's good. He's all right.
competent.
He's all right.
So I have fun thoughts about that. But one I didn't think of is like, thank God I had the anonymity for the 8 years in LA I was auditioning. It's not like it ever never got back to my family.
I remember when I first started, my mom was so sweet because my mom, Mary Jo, as
Mary
you know,
Jo, an
Armchair
actress.
actress, would she didn't want to be a stage mom or anything, but I started working when I was like 16 or 17, like when I was old enough to drive myself to auditions.
That's a great policy.
That was the policy. She was
Yeah.
like, I know you want to be an actress, but I'm not driving you.
It's a good boundary. I like that.
She's a great mom. Yeah.
Mary Jo's the
Yeah.
greatest. But she would help you.
She would help me, but I was bad. My parents were like so supportive always of everything. There was this guy I went to high school with, and I remember I ran into him somewhere, like one of those things was like a kind of post high school function. And he was like working for a casting director, and I needed a ride home. And he was like, I'll give you a ride home. And then he's driving me home, and he's like,
Uh-oh.
I heard from this casting director that you weren't prepared or something for an audition. And I was like, I want to die right now. And a lot of times when they would say I wasn't prepared, it wasn't that I wasn't prepared. It was that I was so nervous.
Yes.
I couldn't keep it together. I don't seem like I'm nervous if I'm nervous. I just like talk
Yeah.
and try to put off starting the audition. And then my feet would shake and stuff. It was awful.
Yeah, I would just want to throw in one other aspect. And this one really hit me when I was on Bless This Mess, which is the network sends you to these enormous parties in New York for upfronts. And they're pretty overwhelming. That's a bizarre skill set to ask someone to have. Like, you go in this room about 1,000 people and they're going to stare at you and ask you questions and stuff.
And it has nothing to do with the skill set that it takes to like be an actor on set. So Max Greenfield, his wife, Tess
Yes,
Sanchez, who's a badass.
the baddest assist.
Okay, so I owe her so much because when we started New Girl, and by the way, like when we cast Max, I didn't know that his wife worked for Fox as like one of the top people, and they made her not be involved because they didn't want it to look like nepotism. But you're like, why doesn't this guy already have a show? He's so amazing. So he came in, was so great. Then I found out that his wife was this like amazing casting mogul. And so we're at the upfront and I'm in the corner of a room, like shaking. And Tess comes over and she's like, Zooey, you have to talk to all these people. She like took charge.
Oh, good for her.
She put her arm around me and she's like, you need to talk to this person. They're an executive. I felt like what it was like to be the queen, reminding me who everyone was.
Or Veep.
Yeah, exactly. Like I felt like this dignitary. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Because there's no way like one person, especially with all the anxiety that goes with just like being in this overwhelming situation, having the press saying stuff. Like when you do those upfronts, it's so intense.
Every interaction's on the record. Like literally, most people there are journalists. So if you like bump into somebody and I'm sorry I fucked up your shoe, you're like, right? Like I'm just being me. I got to read everything I'm saying in my head real time of how that's going to look in print. And then it becomes overwhelming.
No, it's very hard because you can't be sarcastic at all.
Exactly.
And I definitely like have a deep sarcastic bone in my body.
For defense.
For defense.
Exactly.
It was developed early in life.
Right.
Right.
With an older sister.
With an older sister and being like a chubby kid with learning disabilities. You got to develop sarcasm and being like self-deprecating, right? I'll make fun of myself before everybody else does. But you can't do those things. You have to be so sincere.
Earnest. And I can't be earnest. It's hard for me.
I developed it. And everyone thinks I'm really sincere, which like I am. Like I'm direct. I'm a direct person.
Now, okay, I never ever subscribed to astrology, as people know, but Monica and I have kind of accidentally gotten into this one site she follows.
But now we believe it
Which one
100%.
is it?
Co-star.
Oh, co-star is amazing. I'm a triple Capricorn.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm the most Capricorn of all Capricorns.
I don't know how you exist because my amount of Capricorn is too much for me.
Regular, rising,
Moon. All of them.
I am Virgo, Aries.
Well, that's great.
I don't think it's great.
No, it is because I love Virgos and I love Aries. Aries are extremely direct, but in a like fiery way. Yeah. And Virgos are like so organized and like their minds are so organized.
Yeah. I think I'm getting less and less Virgo as I age.
Have you done your progressed ascendant?
Oh my God, people are beating
Yeah.
off right now that love astrology. This
Oh my God,
got
I
so
have
deep.
to do that.
You'll have to do that because every certain number of years, like 20 something years, your ascendant progresses. And that's what you seem like to the world. So the ascendant's what
Right.
projects out. You'll have to do it. You'll have to figure it out.
This was from 3 days ago, co-star. Tell me if it adds up.
Okay.
Okay, sneaks back into your life by Capricorn, checking on the whereabouts of the book they lent you last summer. And mine is dead on too. Sneaks back into your life by sending your dog a present on its birthday.
Monica's the best gift giver on planet Earth, other than my wife. Yeah.
Love giving gifts.
But don't you feel like there's also a male-female thing to the gift giving? Because we were joking that like all the females in my family would be like on Christmas, everyone's opening up their gifts and they're like, thank you guys so much because it's signed from like
Mom and Dad.
everyone. And then my dad's like, oh, who gave you that? That's really nice. And I'm like, you did.
Yeah.
And you and Mom. And he's like, oh, yeah.
I know.
I picked that out. And I loved picking it out.
One of the things I was thinking about, like as a family that has Mary Jo, an actress, your father Caleb is a cinematographer, and then your older sister Emily is an actress, and then you as an actress. One of my single favorite things about being married to Kristen is that we're both in show business. So when we watch TV, it's such a different experience because all we're trying to do is figure out what was actually going on set that day.
Oh my God. Yes.
Right?
100%.
So when your family, when the Deschanels get together and they watch a movie as a family, A, does that even happen?
Yes.
Like holidays, do you guys like
put
Elf on and celebrate your genius? And
we don't put Elf on, although Jonathan, my boyfriend, wanted me to show Elf to the kids this year, and they're too little. So my son was like, this is boring. He's used to watching like cartoons.
Like Grinch.
you know, I actually now, for the first time, and I can't imagine I ever thought I'd say this, I feel bad for you that you were in that movie. I'm telling you, because it has made its way into the pantheon for me. It's like Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Elf.
I love it. I'm very happy.
But you're never going to be able to sit there and watch that movie with yourself in it every holiday, or could you?
I had only seen it once.
Okay.
At the premiere. And I missed like my big scene because I went to the bathroom and I came back at the end when he's like running out and I was like, oh, I missed it. But I really hadn't seen it again because everybody else watches it. And even my boyfriend, when I first met him, he's like, I watch Elf every Christmas with my family.
Yes,
It's a
of course.
classic. It's a new age classic.
It is still maybe the purest, sweetest moment I've ever had in my life because I was shooting Without a Paddle when that movie came out, and I was down in New Zealand and I was watching Elf, and of course I was loving it. And all of a sudden I heard, oh my God, I love this movie so much. And I turned around, there's a little kid standing on his seat yelling out loud, I love this movie so much. Like he was emotional. It was awesome.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet to see kids like start to like love something.
Yes,
you know?
like get pulled into story.
Yes. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
especially when it's something you enjoy, you're like, that's it. Yes. Isn't it fun?
And my 9-year-old, or about to be 9-year-old, you know, she's at a point where she can watch some pretty good drama now.
Yeah.
And a couple different times she's had full breakdowns watching it. Like my impulse as a dad is like to go comfort her or something. I try to stay out of it for a long time. And then later I'll just go like, aren't movies magic? Like they put you in someone else's emotions in their
Yes.
brain. Isn't that like fascinating?
Yeah. So it's so funny because when I was a kid, like until I was like probably 8, we'd travel around. We were like living all over the world because my dad was working. And I remember my mom was like alone with us a lot.
Right.
And Mary Jo, the armchair,
Mary Jo Cherry.
Mary Jo Cherry. And we didn't have like a nanny a lot of times. So my mom would just have to put on something for me to watch.
Of
And
course,
so
survival.
Exactly. So she put on Wizard of Oz and I was totally obsessed. When I was 3, I would watch it every single day. My dad would videotape us growing up all the time.
You must have so much good stuff.
We have so much good stuff. And I have video of me. I would walk over the TV and watch it like, oh my God, this is the most magical thing. And I learned Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I was 3, having kids that are 4 and 6. I'm like, oh my God, I was 3 and I was so obsessed with this movie. I knew every word to that song.
You know, there's a whole thing where if you start Dark Side of the Moon
Right.
at this perfect point.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never tried it.
I did it.
Did it
and
work?
Well, if you're stoned, it worked. I was in. It seemed plausible to me.
It seems like a little bit of a cop out to be like, do this drug and then try to assess whether this is true or not.
Back to the TV thing, because I don't think I've ever thought about this until you just said it, which is like so many things from our youth. Like someone pointed out that kids, your children, my children, they will never understand the phone icon on a phone. That hieroglyphic means nothing to them. They've never even seen that shape other than right there. And then likewise, what you just described watching TV, which is how my sister watched TV, is it just occurred to me, like your dad was loaded and you guys probably had a 27-inch TV. You know, like sky was the limit on your fucking AV
it was
system.
a tax deductible thing. He had a big screen TV early because we had to watch Stanley Kubrick movies or whatever for inspiration.
Point being is that my whole childhood, the largest television you could get was 27-inch Zenith, like console TV, right? So we're talking 27 inches. So you damn well had to get up there close if you wanted to feel immersed in it.
Yeah.
And now I realize like every single kid in America, no matter where they're living on the poverty line, almost everyone's got a 50-inch TV in their living room. If they got that close, they would actually be missing so much of the actual story that they had to back up.
Now kids have tablets, though, so I guess in some ways they are doing what we did, where we got 3 inches away.
You're right, Monica. It's
thing.
cyclical. It's like radio's back.
But I used to love sitting right in front of that TV, and then your parents lie and tell you that it's going to ruin your eyes, so you got to have carrots, all of that.
With me, I got a lot of ear infections when I was a kid. I didn't have great hearing. Also, I had a hard time listening because I had a listening thing too with my ADHD. Sure. So I would get super close to the TV, have it cranked so loud. And my dad, who had put on rock concerts when he was in college and had gotten a little hearing loss from that, and he was really worried that I was going to bust a drum.
Yeah.
But that was how I connected. I would get an inch from the TV and crank it all the way up to 11.
And got in that world.
I'd get in that world. And I was into cooking shows. I would watch Great Chefs of San Francisco or these cooking shows that were on when I was 4. It was post Julia Child, but there were the Frugal Gourmet, and my mom would laugh so hard because she's like, my 4-year-old is watching the Frugal Gourmet. What?
There's no telling what the kids will get fascinated with.
Yeah,
it's so fun to kind of watch what gets on their radar. Okay, so I think on the surface, we have nothing in common, but I kept getting shocked with how many weird things. So, and then I'm learning more weird things. Yeah. So one thing is I was born deaf.
Really?
Yes, and I did not get my hearing till I was 2.
That's so interesting. And it's funny being a musician too.
It's incredibly bizarre.
I was obsessed with music growing up and obsessed with really weird stuff, chord progressions. And I would hear a song on the radio and I'd be like, I don't know what this song is. And I'd be like, oh my God, they repeated it. And I didn't even know what I was listening for because it was pre-music education.
It was
I really
soothing,
couldn't hear. So soothing because I got ear infections several times a year. And I remember sitting on the couch, heating pads on my ear because I would get awful ear infections and going to the ear doctor all the time. Yeah. They always were testing my hearing because I had this combination of constantly getting ear infections and then having this thing where I could shut off my ears.
Oh, wow. Voluntarily.
It wasn't necessarily voluntary. It was if I was bored in class and the teacher would be talking about something. And I learned later this was related to my ADHD. It was auditory discrimination. And then I would overfocus. So the teacher would start talking about something, say it was medieval England. Okay. And then they'd change subject. And I'd be like, I'm staying on medieval England. And then I'd go into this world where I'd start thinking about this thing and get really deep in this thought. And I would completely shut off my ears. I couldn't go on the journey that they were on. I couldn't change subjects.
Oh, interesting.
It was so hard for me. And then the teachers would be like, Zooey, are you listening? And they'd be so frustrated with me. And I remember it being so weird because I didn't even know I was doing it. It was this is totally out of my control.
Yeah.
So I was always going to the ear doctor because they'd be like, she can't hear anything.
Oh my God. Did you get tubes or something?
So they were going to put tubes in my ears.
Okay.
And then the ear infections just stopped when I was probably 12. I went totally insane for 2 weeks while they put me on these, whatever it was, prednisone or something. They never came back. And then my hearing was fine.
In all these ways I discovered we're similar. We have all these completely opposite paths. So as a dyslexic, the only way I'm going to take in information is to listen to it.
Yeah.
When you're writing on the chalkboard, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
So I had the opposite thing, which is I listen like a hawk.
Right.
So that I don't get lost.
Right. But now I do, by the way. Now I listen like a hawk because I was so bad at it. I had to learn to be good at it.
Do you think it's possible, because you and I both share this, you have an allergy to eggs, wheat, soy?
That's not true anymore. I got
dairy?
over them.
Explain that to me. Because I was going to go back and say, do you think it's possible that your food allergies were related to the infections in your ears?
100% yes. And that's why for probably 15 years, I couldn't eat any wheat.
Yeah, so what?
And that was the worst because my parents had lived in Italy. They would cook Italian food every night. We'd have pasta, and my mom makes the best, Mary Jo.
Yeah.
Makes
Mary
the
Jo
best
Armchair.
bread. I was off gluten for 15 years. That's still on Wikipedia. I'm going to have to
Okay, sue somebody.
write to Wikipedia.
Yeah. They won't let us, by the way. I tried to correct something one time and then I gave up. They won't let
Oh my God,
you
that's
be a
so
part
funny.
of it. Someone said I was born with the name Daximus, and that like just was there, and yeah, whatever.
Oh my God. So if your publicist writes, they will change stuff. Because I had something where I was like, that's just like not even true. Why are they saying that?
Okay, so maybe not so much eggs and dairy.
Yeah, so I was off that for a while. Those were horrible days. I mean, I'm vegetarian, so it's hard to be off all those things.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, believe me, I know.
But I finally, after 15 years, like took a test at food sensitivity. They were like, you don't have a problem with wheat anymore. I had a wonderful childhood eating lots and lots of carbs
Sure.
and lots of pasta and bread.
Yeah.
But I do think I probably OD'd on it a little bit. And that might have been part of why I was getting the ear infections.
I do think like allergies could be tricky. I'm not a fucking allergist. I don't know why I'm even saying this. But I think there can be like a saturation point.
That's what it is.
It is?
It's
Okay.
like you are a human beaker. And this beaker gets full.
And some people
like,
get full easier than others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have like so much capacity for gluten or
Egg,
dairy or
yeah.
egg. And then some people's capacity is a lot more than others.
Right.
You know?
Some
And
people are tougher. I'm a wimp when it comes to food.
Me too.
Okay.
And I also get obsessed with things. So I'm like, I will eat that thing every single day.
Now you're
and
speaking
I'm
Monty's
obsessed.
language. Yeah. I like that too. Repetition. I could eat
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing every day
Yeah.
for a month.
So I love eggplant parmesan, but only specific ones. I love this one that's not breaded. It doesn't have mozzarella on it, just has parm.
Oh.
And it's just really good. And then I started making it at home. And I'm like, I want it all the time. And my boyfriend doesn't like eggplant like at all, really. So I literally just make a whole eggplant parm just
Yeah,
for myself.
that's
And I
fine.
leave it in the fridge.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, HP, for supporting this episode. Parents, you've got enough on your back to school list right now. Ink cartridges do not need to be on it. They just don't. The HP Smart Tank printer uses a refillable ink tank and comes with up to 3 years of ink included. It's the last printer you'll ever need. To learn more, search HP Smart Tank.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard us talk about BetterHelp for a while, but I don't know that we've ever talked about how much people love this service when they use it. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. And you can check out the reviews yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see how much they love BetterHelp. Knowing that kind of service feedback from real people speaks for itself. I'm a huge proponent of therapy, as we've talked about before. I've learned so many things about myself that I believe truly only an outside, objective person could help me come to. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. Answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax. This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And you know, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. I had one curiosity. You came to maturity in LA culture, and then you went to the Midwest. And I left the Midwest and went to college.
Yeah.
And so I had this enormous culture shock. I have to imagine you had some.
Yes, I did.
But before we get there, I want to start at Crossroads.
It was an interesting thing to go to Crossroads because you could make a caricature of it, but it was a really nurturing place. And it was really nice because it was a really good school academically, but I felt like they were very understanding of different types of intelligence.
Yeah,
so
that's
there'd be
cool.
like a genius musician that might not have done as well with English or something. And they really were able to like nurture the different types of strengths and weaknesses.
When you arrived at Northwestern, can you walk me through like what that felt like?
I had done my first movie before I went to Northwestern.
Okay. That's the Lawrence Kasdan one?
Exactly. Mumford. My mom came with me because I was still a young 18. I was like working as an actor when I was 16 professionally, but I was emotionally like very attached to my parents, like wasn't independent. I did that movie, but I didn't want to tell anyone I'd done a movie because I just didn't want
to seem
to seem
hoity-toity.
like, I didn't want to seem like I was bragging.
Especially
and
in Chicago, by the way. Not a good place to do it.
I didn't know that, but I had the instinct, right?
Yeah.
So I got there, and the first thing I was just surprised about was that everyone wore sweatshirts and jeans. I came from Crossroads. I had like planned all
You had
these
some
outfits.
Yeah, sure. College outfits.
And I thought about it. I was like, here's how I'm going to deal with the cold weather. I was like artsy, like LA version of Elle Woods, where I was like, I had all these outfits. I wore a flower behind my ear all the time. I had things like high school. It was a sticker. I wore a sticker on my face like for a couple years. Full outfit, full makeup, full like cat eyes, everything.
But at Crossroads, was that normal?
Mine was maybe a little more out there than other people's.
It was like a standard deviation above.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was a member of some like your standard issue like counterculture group, but I was like, I had my own thing.
Yeah,
you know?
you had your own
and it was a
thing.
little bit like retro.
I'm going to just take a stab. I'm going to throw a dart and say that like for you, Hepburn and Breakfast at Tiffany.
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
I would wear
yeah.
cocktail dresses.
There you were. Mm-hmm.
I would wear like a French twist to school.
Sure.
Cat eyes. So it was Audrey Hepburn, really into that. And then I was like, when I go to college, I'm going to take it up a notch. Like this is going to be, I'm going to do this. When it's wintertime, I got this jacket that went to 60 below so that like I could take it off and be wearing a cocktail dress, right?
Sure.
And then like I was like earmuffs rather than hats, so I won't wear my hair. Like it was like all thought out.
I had a very extreme look too. Like it was size 52 Carhartts, white dreadlocks, all this stuff. I was super into punk.
Yeah.
And in reflection for me, there was like elementary school and I was not crushing.
Me too.
Junior high, my brother said, you're getting this haircut, you're wearing these clothes. And I got into skateboarding. By God, when I arrived, people were like, they were so distracted by the fucking side part spike and the big swoopy bangs and the skateboard and the clothes.
I knew you had swoopy bangs. I knew it.
Yes, I did. With cowlicks, it was almost impossible to do.
It was amazing.
So I think I had all this insecurity from elementary, and I found this device that made me feel confident. And it was actually just this flair that people interpreted as bravery, I think. And that's what I wanted.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I was just wondering if yours kind of came from that same spot.
Yes. Like when I was like really little was one thing, and I was kind of like had a little trouble listening and stuff. My mom has a teaching, Mary Jo, has a teaching credential, MJ, and we went with my dad, Caleb, on location. We lived in the Seychelles Islands. We lived in Belgrade, Serbia. And then we lived in London. And when I came back, I was in 3rd grade. And it was like, I was the weirdest person. I said things weird because I'd been living abroad and I tried really hard to maintain my Americanness because I knew people were going to call me out.
Yeah.
I didn't remember how to be a Californian. Like I lived in places where there were like no stores.
You've come face to face with a 1,000-pound sea turtle in your life.
We would ride tortoises.
There you go.
Because I was, 7, and my sister was 10, and we would ride tortoises around with other kids who lived on the island.
Wow.
They showed us how to like ride the tortoises. We like hang out with tortoises. That was like our deal. And I came back and it was a type of culture shock just coming back because all anybody talked about were toys and the mall and like TV
WWF
shows.
wrestling.
We didn't have TV shows. In the Seychelles, there were only 2 videos there, half of Gandhi, which of course I wasn't going to watch when I was 7. And This is Spinal Tap, which was
great thing to
the
have.
best movie. I watched it a million times.
Great foundation.
I still basically have it memorized. But so when I came back to LA, I was so weird for like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. It was not great. Then 7th grade was the worst year of my life. Everyone was so mean. And it was like, and I was actually losing weight that year. I was a little chubby.
Okay, sure.
It was in London that I kind of gained a little weight. You know, at 3 p.m., it's dark
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
winter.
That's right.
So I would just be like, let's have some crisps, you know?
Let's get comfy.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Have a little spaghetti for
Yeah,
dinner.
maybe some digestive biscuits.
Some digestives. Yeah, that's just a snack. Like for dessert, you're going to have the chocolate hobnobs. That's what you got to have.
What's that?
The best cookies. They're like these cookies that are divine. They have milk chocolate and dark chocolate flavor. You could choose your best life.
We were just there and I didn't get any hobnob.
Yeah,
I'll get you some.
Do like a
I'll-
whole
I'll
A
do a whole thing.
basket.
I'm going
Instacart.
to.
Make an Instacart for
I'm
us.
not kidding. So yeah, I got a little chubby in England, and then it got worse because I was a little bit sad because everyone was mean to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You know, it's fine. It was
Yeah.
good character building stuff. And then middle school, I was on the swim team, and I
Oh.
grew 6 inches,
There
and
we go.
I lost 30 pounds. So in 8th grade, I came back and I was skinny.
Sure.
People didn't recognize me.
Yeah.
One of the teachers thought I was anorexic, which I was
Oh.
not. I just grew a lot and I was like working out and stuff. And all of a sudden, everyone treated me differently.
Yeah,
and then
so-
I was like, I need to have a look.
Yeah.
And that's why I went vintage shopping. And then I would wear fairy wings to school.
Oh,
and people
sure.
were like, she's the one that wears the fairy wings. She's a fairy.
I volunteered to be Tinkerbell in the school pageant thing for the fucking homecoming thing.
Exactly. So that whole look thing, I really associated with my self-esteem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
We missed the most obvious thing is like that we have in common is like Dax now is cool. Like that's
Yeah.
a great name to have, Dax.
Oh, yeah.
In 1983 on the
Oh, yeah.
playground, the older kids, that was just an invitation to fuck with me. And your name is now
Zooey,
cool, but
Zooey,
you're the
not
first.
cool.
Yeah.
Not
Not a
cool
lot
at
of kids
all.
are reading Salinger in elementary school.
Oh, nobody had read Salinger. Every once in a while, you'd hear of a cat named Zoe or something,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was Zoe. So my parents had friends that were Greek who named their daughter Zoe, and then they were like, Zoe, but then it's going to be Salinger Zoe.
Yeah.
So that's how they named me, which now I'm like, yeah, I'm super happy that's my name. But back then, it was weird.
Same.
Yeah.
But the control, like you probably felt so out of control for all those years.
Yeah.
And then the clothes are a way to be like, this is me. I
Yeah.
control the narrative about me.
Exactly. Like the first thing you see is the black eyeliner, the sticker on my face, the
Yeah.
flower in my hair.
Yeah, things
There's-
you've chosen.
There's a lot
Exactly.
to look through before you get to us.
And then you also have something like I noticed a couple years ago. This is like a new thing. I was like, I found this hat that had cat ears. It was like a beret with cat ears. And I bought like 5 of them because I noticed I went to one of these Hollywood parties where it was not a press party, but it was a lot of fancy people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was kind of nervous to go. So I was like, I wore this cat beret. First thing everyone sees is this cat
Yeah.
beret. And they're like, oh my God. Like they're put at ease because you like have gone out of your way to wear this very silly
Yeah.
accessory that's like cute, but it's like, come talk to me about this hat. And then you can just talk about the hat. You don't have to talk about like other stuff first.
The irony of it is it's actually an invisibility cloak,
yes.
but it's the loudest invisibility cloak you could have.
Well, I also had this very loud voice. Even now, friends of mine will hear me like in an airport from like a mile away. They'll be like, Zoe? Like, not my face, like, not those things aren't necessarily like immediately recognizable, but my voice
Same.
is. And having had like hearing problems growing up, I talked louder. I would talk so loud. And I always remember being shushed, be like, Zoe, keep your voice down. I'm like always like talking too loud. And
Reminded.
feeling so humiliated. And that my first instinct it was to be like, I will talk louder.
Yeah. I will not submit to you.
I will not. This is me.
I wonder if that's a Capricorn thing.
Oh my God.
I'm dreadfully like that.
I will lean into this. Like the
Yeah.
quote that my parents would laugh about when I was growing up was that I was 3 years old, had an ear infection. We were in a hotel in Paris. I had a fever and I was stomping around yelling.
It happened in Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I just had the exact same experience. I thought you were going to connect those
Oh,
dots.
I'm sorry, but she was 3, so I was
know.
okay.
Okay.
So you know what I was feeling. I had an ear infection. I was cranky. I was screaming. I was stomping around. And my parents said, Zooey, shh, 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 shh. And I said, don't you shush me. and they always would laugh about this. They'd be like, Zooey, don't you shush me, Deschanel. Like I was not to be silenced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it another counterintuitive or paradoxical thing is like, for me, it was like massive low self-esteem
Yeah.
with unbridled confidence in my own decisions.
I call it ego fluctuation disorder.
Yes.
So I'd be like, we're the best, but I also hate myself.
Yeah.
I'm also the worst and the best.
There's a saying in AA, which is, I'm not much, but I'm all I think about.
I really relate to that.
Or an egomaniac with an inferiority complex was also a favorite of mine. Okay, I was going to talk about 500 Days of Summer just because that's just of my experiences watching you. That was one where I have oftentimes read great scripts that get ruined in the production process. That's probably the most common arc to happen. And I had read 500 Days of Summer, and I'm not a musical theater person. I couldn't see it, right?
Right.
And I went and saw it at the ArcLight, and I was like mesmerized that thing went through Mark's filter and your filter and everyone's filter, and it became this like symphony of complementary everything.
What's funny about that movie is that we had such a good time making it. Joe and I would have dance parties in the trailer every day at lunch. We'd spend the entire lunchtime dancing. It was so fun. The trailer would shake. The hair and makeup trailer. We would have our whole like glam department and Joe and myself
Rocking.
and anybody who came in, like any actors or like costumes, whatever, whoever wanted to join.
Yeah.
All were invited. We would just dance the whole entire time.
It was an inclusive trailer of dancing.
It was inclusive. I would make brownies almost every week.
Oh my god!
And bring them in. Like I've had this experience quite a bit where when I have that much fun, it turns out well because it's like all that like creativity and magic that's coming out of like this. They feed into each other.
Okay, so I have broken this down scientifically in my own mind. I've not asked any scientists if this is correct, but
we're scientists.
Yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know the mirror neuron thing?
No.
This is why physical comedy is funny, is that when you observe physical comedy, you have neurons that mirror what other humans do, especially if it's going to be pain or it's going to save your life.
Yeah.
When I was at the Groundlings, there were performers that were much smarter than me, better writers, did better character
I think you're
work.
really smart.
Okay,
Just saying.
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Okay.
that. But when I was at the Groundlings, there were several performers that I really think objectively were more talented than I was.
Okay.
But I had the most fun on that stage. I couldn't believe I was in Los Angeles in this group of people. I had made it to that stage. Man, I was on fire. And I think that made me a fun performer to watch.
I'm 100% with you on that because I think it's the obsession with things that makes you good at them. Talent's a part of it, for sure. You gotta have talent, but you have to be obsessed enough to do something all the time and like practice it and stuff. I know there were people that would probably roll out of bed and be better at it than me, but I got success because I was obsessed with it. And I liked it so much. Like the things that I'm obsessed with, I'm like, I can't get enough of that. And that thing I was talking about, the ADHD growing up where I'd overfocus, I'm like, that was the thing that was everyone said was my problem growing up. All my teachers complained about it because I wasn't listening to them in the way they wanted me to. And I found it's my superpower. It's made me who I am 100%.
I know. I really think life, like I've been thinking about this a lot. Like for me, life is about not trying to exercise in the demonic sense these qualities I have.
Yeah.
As much as mitigate the bad side of the sword and try to lean into the good side. And it's like finding the zone
Yeah. Yes.
which is really hard, but it's like my goal. It's like I don't want to say goodbye to me, and I want to also not use the other side of the sword.
Right. You don't want to self-sabotage because if you almost get into too much of your own stuff, you start to self-sabotage.
Yes. Well, and primarily, I think just because no one ought to think of themselves that much, period. Like, really, the
Yeah.
greatest relief I ever have is when I find a way to not think about myself all day. That's when I'm happiest.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. We're jumping now.
Jump.
And I'm going to bring up this is the biggest moment of your career.
Okay. Tell me.
And it was in 2012.
Okay.
And it was a double date with Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard to Cafe
Yes.
Gratitude.
I was going to bring it up. So
Things were letting me roll it out that
my
way.
first husband, Ben, and you guys. And we had such a delightful dinner. And I actually was thinking, I was like, why didn't we ever hang out again?
Well, listen.
And I remember like so many things we talked about. And one of them was that you had tricked out Kristen's Prius.
Listen, it never did have like the horsepower I would have liked, but it did have huge sway bars, big wheels, big brakes, the whole nine. But like a week after that car went bye-bye.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I think she had the car
Oh
for about
my
6 weeks.
God.
And you happened to meet her in this little window where she
Yeah,
was
you're
driving
like,
that
handles
car.
like a Porsche. And I was like, so I'm sure Priuses are different now, but I had a hard time because back then it was like one of the first cars to have like a computer in it. And I'd be like, slam on the gas. And it'd be like,
No thanks.
Yeah.
there would be like a delay. I'm sure it's different now, but 2012 Prius, I was like, how does it handle like a Porsche? So I was like, I need to know about this.
Well, look, I never said it accelerated like a Porsche, but it certainly stopped like a Porsche and turned like a Porsche, which is I thought was a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I had a similar thing. Like I had so much fun at
So
that
much
dinner.
fun.
Do you know what my explanation was?
What?
Well, first of all, I don't even know how that dinner happened. Do you?
Maybe I was at a party, Shauna Robertson.
Oh, there we go. That's Kristen's best
so
friend.
she is one of my dear friends because she produced Elf and she's the best.
Oh, we love her so much.
Shauna and I went to a party and met Kristen and I was like, oh my God, she is delightful. I'd heard rumors of how cool she was for years.
Yes.
Like I remember years and years, I would hear her name and people would be like, she is cool. She is funny and like doesn't take herself too seriously and she's so nice.
Every set I go to,
Yeah.
a handful of the people there have worked with her. And they come up to me right away and they go, oh my God, I worked with your wife. She is the nicest person in the world. In my head, I'm thinking,
It's a lot of pressure.
well, I'm not that way. So I just always think like, well, I'm glad you had that experience because I'm going to be worse.
I think I'm really friendly, but my sister's extremely friendly
I
as
bumped
well.
into her hiking one time and she and
Oh,
I
yeah.
shot the shit for like 20
She's
minutes.
So nice.
Yeah.
And so we actually had a lot of crew from Bones come on to New Girl, and I felt a lot of pressure because she was in high school when I was in middle school. And I remember feeling so intimidated by everyone would be like, that is your sister. Like she was stunning.
How
Like,
many years older?
3.5 years,
Okay.
4 years in school. She was like a senior when I was in 8th grade. She looked exactly like that model Paulina Poroskova, identical. When I was like 14 and I thought it was Emily, I was like, how did Emily get involved?
Oh, wow.
Right. And so Emily looked like a model. She would get like scouted by modeling scouts all the time. And she was so nice. She would offer to drive people home after school.
Oh, wow.
Anybody who needed a ride, she was like bringing people treats all the time. So I felt like and I'm a lot shorter than she is. And I was just like, I need to develop something. So it was why
Yeah.
I was like always trying really hard.
You had to differentiate.
That lane was taken and she was like a dramatic actress. This is how I started becoming comic relief.
Well, she was playing the trumpet and you're like, I got to play the fucking trombone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
slide in and out.
She's already Miles Davis in it. And I got to
I'm
slide
gonna
in with the
be,
trombone.
yeah, trombone shorty. So
Trombone shorty.
Yeah.
That should be your autobiography.
well, he soloed on a record of mine, Trombone Shorty. So yeah.
Wait, there's a real person named Trombone
yes,
Shorty? Oh
he's
my,
a great trombone
oh my
player.
gosh, I didn't know. I thought you were making a joke.
So I made a record called Classics with she and him, my band, and it was all like kind of songbook songs.
Yeah.
And he did solos on like a bunch of the songs, and they were so good. And he just came in and improvised them. But it was really cool to have trombone solos.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love your theme song so much.
That's Bob Mervac. He's a genius. He's Kristen's childhood best friend. They were always working together and doing like weddings and funerals and
Oh my
church
God.
services. And
It's so great.
you got to hear the theme song he wrote for Monica's show, Monica and Just Love Boys. It's the best song I've ever
it's a
fucking
good
heard.
one.
This is the marching orders I gave him.
Did you say like Saturday in the Park by Chicago? Because to me, it's like the brother song.
I got to think of our song. That's how Bob and I work together. Is I just kind of give him, I'll say like kind of a genre,
Yeah.
and then I'll give him a couple artists I'm thinking of, and then I'll sometimes, so for hers, it was, that song, I don't like reggae. Oh no, I love it.
I don't
Do you know that
it.
song? It's
You
a really
do.
good song.
I think
If
you
you heard
do.
it, you would
Is
know
it
it.
new?
So I
No.
gave him
Oh.
that, but I also said I kind of wanted like an 80s TV show feel.
He does all of our stuff.
But I love the horns. Like I was just like, yes.
Zoe, you should come. We do a Christmas episode every year,
yeah.
and people sing and
Do
stuff.
you want me
and
to
you
sing
guys-
harmonies?
Well,
Yeah,
Nora
why?
Jones came in.
Hell yeah.
But I love your Christmas album.
Oh, thank
I
you.
love it.
We do Christmas tours every year.
Oh, you do? This is a
Yes.
slam dunk.
Yeah.
Let's
Nora
do it.
happened to have an album out. And then I wonder
Love
if you could
Nora.
relate to this. So Kristen, what singer doesn't love Nora Jones?
Of course.
And my wife's a singer.
Yeah.
And she was like, I've never actually seen her have any anxiety about singing. But she's like, oh my God, I got to figure out how to harmonize with fucking Nora Jones. Like,
Well, Nora has a very warm voice and she sings quietly. It was actually my bandmate, Matt Ward, M. Ward, went on tour with Nora opening up for her for a long time. And our first records were coming out. I remember he would play shows and sometimes I would meet them out and I'd sing a couple songs with him when he'd open up for her. And so like I hung out with her a little bit. My voice is loud. Until I got in-ear monitors, I would blow out my voice in shows. I would sing loud, like as if there's no microphones. And I was like, Nora, how do you not blow out your voice? She's like, I don't sing loud. And I was like, oh, yes. And if you want to harmonize with somebody who sings like that quiet, like close mic singing,
Yeah.
you have to also sing close mic.
Yeah.
listen to this song.
Monica don't like boys. Monica loves boys. Just don't like boys.
Yes.
He loves boys. Monica and Jess, you know they don't like boys. They love boys.
This is the West Coast sound. This is the sound that came to be called yacht rock.
I'm obsessed with yacht rock. And I think that was one of my marching orders. I was like, that's the
I love
reggae
it.
song with yacht rock.
So yacht rock, like which later got the moniker yacht rock, was called like the West Coast sound, but it has like these specific like tenets.
Yes, you're going to have a sax, and almost every yacht rock song is going to have a saxophone. And that guy's going to blow that fucking sax, and everyone's going to step back and let him blow that sax.
Yeah, but it's also like got prog rock roots. There's a lot going on there.
Okay, so I chalked up that dinner.
Yes.
This is how I explained it.
Yeah, explain it.
You guys got separated shortly thereafter.
Yes.
And I thought like, oh, fuck, I had so much fun on that double date. And then you're stuck in this position where it's like, I've met you both equally and I liked you both equally.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
God.
what are we going to now invite? Like, I guess Zoe out with us or do we invite Ben out with us?
Oh my God.
That's how I explained it.
Yeah, no, it's funny because he and I are all good.
Yeah.
Like,
And for people who don't know, he was the singer of Death Cab for Cutie.
Yes.
And I love Death Cab. So
Yeah.
I was thrilled to be talking to
yeah,
you.
he's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
And then I started my show and I put out 3 records in like 2 years. I was doing press for my show and then doing press for my record while shooting my show. And then I did like SNL. I got nominated for a Grammy or something. It was like the most insane year of my life was
Yeah.
that year.
And then you had a fucking double date with us. I
And,
mean, that's
and
like
then
that
on
apex.
top of it, all the cherry on the sundae was my double date with you guys. So it ended up being this really overwhelming year. And then I just lost touch with you guys.
Yeah.
And every time I see either of you guys in anything, I'm like, these guys are delightful. Why didn't we hang out? But I
Same.
don't have your info or anything. We'll have to have another double date.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do
Okay,
that.
with Jonathan. Yeah. Yeah. You'll love him.
He's a tall gentleman, right?
He's 6'5".
Fuck me. That'll be hard for me. He's going to tower over me, and that's a unique feeling for me. So it should be fun and
He's a
novel.
very humble guy. You'll really like him.
Okay,
He's
great.
great. And I'm not tall. So, you know.
Yeah.
You can
I
always
guess I
like
can.
turn
Yeah.
to me and tower over me.
That's a great idea. So what I'll do is I'll find myself between you and Kristen.
Yeah.
And then we can do forced perspective with him. We'll have him actually like a table over.
Oh my God.
So everyone looking at us will think I'm as tall as him.
This just made me think of something so funny that I thought of the other day that I was like, that was so humiliating and also funny that I used to do these makeup commercials a number of years ago. And we would shoot them in London. And I was like in my 30s. And I would get there and they'd be like, okay, here's the scenario. Like you're out with your friends on the town.
Oh my God.
And you're
Oh my God. It's like
you're
a
going
photo
to
shoot.
a club, and then you're like, get the London look. They walk me on set and they're like, and these are your 2 best friends, like in the world
Oh
of the
my
commercial.
God.
And they're 6'4" Norwegian models who don't speak English
Oh my
and are
God.
16 years old. And I'm like 34. Okay, I'm 34. I'm 5'4", and they're 6'4".
You don't ever see that. That doesn't exist on planet Earth.
They used forced perspective to make me look taller. They put me way in the front and they put them way in the back, and they're on like these Volkswagen Beetles with the London flag on them.
Oh my gosh.
And then we're all like, "Got the London look." And I'm like, I'm dying. It's like, I'm an actor. Like, I'm not a model. And then they would put me in the car, and then they'd be like, "You're talking to your friends, like, and you guys are laughing, and it's the best time." Like, right? And they're just filming like no sound. And they don't speak English, and they're 16.
I can imagine that being so hard for you in the exact same way it would be hard for me, which is like, I'm insecure. So I created this whole thing and I believe in it. And it's my safety vest.
Yeah.
And now you're asking me to be me, Dax, in your commercial.
Yeah.
But you want me to be a guy who's out on the town in London with some models. So it's like
20 years younger than me.
And then you start going like, I can't be me. This isn't me. And you asked me to be me. This doesn't work.
It was funny. And actually, like, the first photo shoot I did for them, they photoshopped my face so much that I was unrecognizable.
Like face recognition.
And then they were like, "We're sorry." I was like, "Did you know who you hired?" I mean, it was a positive experience ultimately, and they were really nice, but it was just funny. I'm like an actor who's been working like my entire life, like, and a musician who's been like slogging it out, like touring and like doing TV shows. And it took me time to get to this place. Like, I wasn't plucked off the street at 16 to do, and like they're in a very different position because they were walking down the street in Copenhagen and somebody was like, "You are a model," and they were like, "Huh?" And here they are being my best friend. It was just a funny thing where I couldn't relate to them, but we were best friends.
So finally, your new podcast is called Welcome to Our Show.
Yes.
And you do it with Hannah and Lamorne. And I just want to say, we interviewed Lamorne, and man, I never watched New Girl. Just hadn't seen it, so I didn't know him.
Yeah.
So I literally real time met him and then fell so in love with him. What a fucking guy.
You know, you're the last. We've had all four of you.
Oh my God, really?
We had Jake, Lamorne, Max, and you.
The show, though, is one of these which are cool and popular. My only experience really with listening to them is the It's Always Sunny guys have a podcast, and it's fucking fantastic.
So and you know, my brother-in-law is on It's Always Sunny. And
who's your brother-in-law?
David Hornsby.
No way.
Yes. That's why my kids think every person has a TV show.
Right. Of course.
Because my boyfriend has a TV show.
Yep.
My sister has a TV show. My brother-in-law has a TV show. Like,
I trip out on that sometimes. And then I think like, well, it's just their childhood. There's nothing abnormal. But for me, it's so abstract coming from where I came from. But so you guys do talk a ton about New Girl. That's kind of what you do, right? And have you had fun recording them?
So much fun. That was the thing I missed most about doing the show. Like, I had both my kids when I was working on my show. I was exhausted when we ended. My kids are 1.5 years apart.
Oh, fuck that.
My daughter was like 20 months old and my son was a newborn, and I went
Were you
to
like
do
pumping and shit in your trailer?
For the last 4 years of the show, I was either pregnant or pumping. And I was so tired when we ended that I wasn't focusing on how much I loved laughing with everybody. Like, that cast and those writers, like, that was my family. Like, I saw them more than I did my family for a long time.
With those hours.
Yeah. And so I really missed everybody, and we would text all the time. So it kind of just came out of that.
Right.
And just that we were like, oh, I miss like the excuse to see these people. Like, I'm not going to Zoom these people for 4 hours in a day unless we have an excuse.
Yeah. I have a few different friends where it's like, it's embarrassing to say, but it's like, if we don't, we got to figure something out professionally so we can hang. Because it's my only excuse I have to go hang.
That's how I think a lot of creative people work, though.
It is a very transient occupation where it's like you meet a group of people for 3 months, then you go and you don't, and you miss them and you love them and you keep.
With that.
Yeah, me too. Normal job, you generally, if you stay there for a while, like the upside of it, and then our job's no different. The highlight of the job is the people working there.
The connection. That's why I'm always like, stand-up comics are like a mystery to me because they're on stage by themselves. When I'm playing music, it's collaborative, and then being on set, it's collaborative. I'm like, stand-ups just stand there by themselves.
They write by themselves. They perform by themselves. They travel by themselves.
When I write music, it's by myself usually, but generally, almost everything I do creatively, I love having somebody across from me, somebody next to me. Like, I love that connection is the stuff that comes across that people love. And that's, I think, one of the things people liked about the show was that you could see we all had these different connections with each other. And we would have like our own dynamics, like every actor pair. And then when we're all together, it's one thing. So I just really missed it and I enjoyed it. And then so it's been really lovely to get to like do that again because it was 7 years.
Well, I'm really, really excited to listen to Welcome to Our Show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love talking to you. You're so much fun.
This
Again,
was so fun.
opposite and identical, and it's so neat. And it's available everywhere one could consume podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
January 24th, the month of your birth. That's
Month
your
of-
show is a
yeah.
Capricorn.
The show is a Capricorn. And the show was supposed to come out my birthday, and then they were like, they actually pushed it, I think.
Oh, okay.
A while ago. So the show's kind of an Aquarius, I guess, but
Okay,
Oh,
cuz
I love an Aquarius too.
you love them all.
I love them all.
You love them. Is there a sign you don't like? You can be honest. Or it's not that you don't like. Is there one that you don't easily mesh with?
I have more friends that are certain signs than others. That's
There we
for
go.
sure. Like
Okay.
I'm going to say Tauruses are like my jam. That's April and May. But I also have a lot of Aries friends because I have a weird cluster of April friends, like so many. And my son and my boyfriend are both Tauruses. And they're both
Okay.
like sweet. And then my daughter's a Leo, and I love Leos. Like they're so fun, and like she's sparkly and like
Yeah, playful.
playful and like so mischievous. Like will play
Yeah.
jokes on me. I think it's so funny. You know, there's stuff I like about all of them, but
All right, well, I adore you. And we resolved this great mystery. That was a fucking blind double date. Like, no one knew anyone.
no, I know. It was such a good double date.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Agreed. Like
Yes.
I hope our double date with Jonathan is as magical, if
We
not
might hit
more.
10.
An 11. I think maybe 11.
Okay, let's do it.
Bringing it back to Spinal
Spinal
Tap.
Tap.
Yeah.
The bigger the waistband, the deeper the quicksand. All right, I love you. Thanks for driving
Oh my
all the
God.
way out here.
Of course.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by HP. If you're a parent or you know one, like I do, or you can help take care of kids, you already know what August feels like. It's not summer anymore, it's the pregame. The supplies list, the forms, the "we need this printed by tomorrow" texts that come in at 9 p.m. And I say this as someone who's been on the receiving end of those texts in a former life. You're ready to help, and then the printer says no, out of ink, blinking at you, useless. It's such a small thing, but it will absolutely derail your night. So when I heard about the HP Smart Tank printer from HP, America's most trusted printer brand, I thought this is the kind of thing that actually makes life easier, not in a big flashy way, in a one less crisis way. Instead of those little cartridges that run out the second you need them, the HP Smart Tank uses refillable ink tanks, and it comes with up to 3 years of ink included. 3 years. That's 3 back-to-school seasons without the cartridge panic. HP can't fill out the forms for you, but they can make sure the printer is never the reason you're up past midnight. Search HP Smart Tank.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from "I've been working on this" to "here it is, come find me." All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/DAX for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
We are supported by Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I feel like so many parts of our lives have gotten a little overcomplicated, including toothpaste. There's always some new ingredient, new promise, new thing you're supposed to suddenly care about. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste keeps it simple. Powered by baking soda, a time-tested ingredient you already know and trust for a clean you can actually feel. It removes up to 3 times more plaque in hard-to-reach areas compared to a leading toothpaste, and it gently whitens. And if you hear baking soda and think, wait, is that gentle enough? Arm & Hammer is actually a less abrasive toothpaste, and it is designed to protect enamel. Myth busted. It's also the #1 dentist-recommended baking soda toothpaste. I am a broken record on Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I love it. I've been using it for years and years. My dad first introduced it to me, and I've never gone back. I've also gotten a lot of people on it, and once you go to Arm & Hammer, you won't regret it. My personal favorite is the Arm & Hammer Peroxicare toothpaste. It improves gum health while gently removing plaque and surface stains, but also just my mouth feels so clean after. They have so many. They have advanced white toothpaste, which is great. I also use that. Complete Care toothpaste. Everything is perfect. Try Arm & Hammer toothpaste to taste the difference. Feel the difference. Shop at your favorite retailer between August 2nd and August 15th to save $1.50. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste. Save $1.50 August 2nd through 15th.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman. What time did you wake up?
I woke up at 7.
Okay.
But then I went back to sleep.
Oh, good. Till
At 9.
Till 9, okay.
No, at 9.
Oh, okay. Till 10?
Till 10, yeah.
Yeah, I got up at 5, which was awesome. And then it's always that precarious thing where you're like, do I just fucking commit to, I'm awake?
To being up.
Yeah, like, do I try to turn this into some lemonade? So I guess my little tiny trick is I don't fight it. And then I try to convince myself I want to listen to my book.
Oh.
Which I don't. Although the book is so unbelievably mind-shattering. That's a side note to earmark.
Okay.
But it worked. I think about 6:30 I fell back asleep till, 7:50.
Okay.
So pretty tired.
Pieced it, yeah.
But could be worse.
Yeah.
Lemonade. This is delicious lemonade.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, so back to my book. Do you want to hear about my book? I think I've told you little pieces.
Yeah, tell us.
It's called The Weirdest People in the World, How the West Became Psychologically Peculiar and Particularly Prosperous by Joseph Henrich, who we must interview this guy. Wobby wob, jot that down. But there's all these unique ways that the Western brain works psychologically. And I think I was telling you about the reading thing. Like, first and foremost, like, no one knew how to read in the 16th century. Like, maybe some countries had 5% literacy rate.
Yeah.
But once Martin Luther came around with his new Bible, he's like, everyone has to read the Bible. They have to have their own relationship with God. And so this huge campaign to get people to read, the first schools. Yeah. And then within a minute, you have all these people reading. Well, that changes your brain, reading.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre function for your brain, and it ends up occupying so much of your brain that you lose, like, facial recognition powers. I mean, not entirely, but they diminish. Mm-hmm. Certain things diminish.
That's crazy.
And then also, like, just this kind of notion that forever in all the hunting and gathering societies, your only morality was your group morality, because everyone else was really a threat.
Yeah.
And how hard that was to step out of, and all the different mechanisms that happen. But anyways, the one I want to hit you with that kind of blew my mind, it got into work. Something started happening in the 1600s that hadn't previously happened, which people started working more than they needed to work to meet their needs.
Oh, interesting.
And there was, like, a lot of different theories, but one of them is like you would generally have gotten paid or traded for a activity, an actual job, right? Like fucking plow that field. It's
right.
X amount of dollars. And they switched to an hourly system where you got an hourly wage.
Oh.
So then once that was an option for people, they chose to work longer than they needed to
get more money.
To get more money. But then the question was, why? And that's also the arrival of now foreign goods, because you have global navigation. So you have tea from China, you have watches are being manufactured. There's, like, all these
Tastier treats
and items to buy. So people were working longer just to buy items, but again, not so much because they needed those items, but it said who you were status-wise, because now that we've dissolved the group dynamic and we're all living in individual houses in singular families, you can't really know your status.
Yeah. Interesting.
So these objects start representing that. Mm-hmm. It's all so like, I kind of just wake up thinking this is how people live.
Right. Without examining it.
Like how? None of it's coincidental.
Yeah.
And like how much the church, the Catholic Church, how many things they enacted to encourage people to go live in single family dwellings for inheritance reasons and all these other reasons they had. And
Crazy.
everything was like a campaign, and now we think so differently, and we are like it talks about like how novel impersonal relationships are, that like you can go to a market and you trust the person you're buying fruit from. That never happened. That's all wild.
That's really interesting.
Or very weird,
I
as the
mean,
title suggests.
I don't necessarily trust the strawberry man. I mean, I trust that he's going to give me strawberries.
That aren't poisoned.
Yeah. But
Right.
I'm not going to, trust him with your child.
Correct, sure. There's definitely, layers,
Yeah.
strata.
I am pretty trusting, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud.
It's not that you're, I have a take on that.
Uh-huh.
It's not that you're trusting, it's that you just don't focus on a lot of stuff. There's like an area that you just roll along with something. Is that right? Or do you think you're actually doing a trust calculation?
I'm not doing a trust calculation, but I'm assuming like the best.
But I think out of convenience, right? Like it would
Well,
be.
it's definitely inconvenient in my brain if all I'm doing all day is assuming I can't trust anyone.
Well, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's too overwhelming. Like you got to get a
Correct.
ride to the airport. So I have to do that. So I'm not even going to consider whether this guy was drinking earlier in the day.
Yeah, like what's that gonna do?
It almost would create a state of paralysis.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't decide which. Well, I think the move is to do that. It's like you don't really have a choice but to trust everyone, so you might as well do it.
And again, it's not a blanket trust for
Right.
important
Like
things.
if someone wants to hold your wallet because their hands are cold, a stranger, you don't need to do that.
How cold are their hands? What's happening with their hands?
It's
They have
60 out.
frostbite?
No, it's 60 out. It's LA.
Okay.
Okay.
They can have it.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Guess what I ate last night?
What'd you eat?
I ordered Domino's.
Yes.
I had Domino's
The major
at like
comfort food.
11:30.
Ooh. Flat and crispy extra sauce.
Obviously, yeah.
Cheese only. Have you seen this Instagram video where they call, it's kind of a Howard Stern prank. He has nothing to do with it, but they hit send on a call to Papa John's and a call to Domino's at the same time, and they put the phones next to each other.
No.
It's incredible. First, it's the Papa John's guy. It's like, thank you for calling Papa John's. You like a medium for $7.99? Blah, blah. And the guy's like, what? No, this is Domino's. Do you want a medium for $5.99?
like they have a script they have to
Yes,
say.
they
Oh
both
my
have to
God.
say what their deal is. And then the guy from Papa John's is like, what the fuck are you You're selling a fucking medium for $5.99. This is why you motherfuckers are like,
No.
he goes off. It's a pizza war. You sell the shittiest fucking pizzas in the world. Like, no one's even asking why they're on the phone with each other. It just goes into a pizza war. And it's hysterical. The Papa John's guy is lighting up the Domino's guy about how cheap their food is. And then the fucking Domino's guy finally claps back. And oh my
wow.
God, it's hysterical. They're both talking as if they're the owners of the corporation, which I love. That's what you want in an employee.
Yeah, man, they must give like good benefits or something.
I don't think so. I don't think either are necessarily.
They got some loyal employees.
They do. It'd be so easy for me to pull that up.
Do it.
Here it is.
Hey, John, what can we get started for you today? Here? Come again? Wait, what? Hello? Thank you for calling Papa John's. What can we get started for you? Would you like to try our large one-topping pizza for $7.99?
No, this is Domino's Houston.
Domino's.
Ours is it's actually $6.99. It's not Papa John's.
This is Domino's Houston. You're selling a large one-topping pizza for $6.99? Are you f***ing kidding me?
And it's really
Are you f***ing kidding me? Are you trying to uppercut our prices? Is that what you're f***ing doing? And you called us?
Uppercut.
Wait, this is Papa John's?
F*** you, Domino's. Your pizza tastes like f***ing
Papa John's, bro.
I got fired from Domino's. Domino's. They're not loyal to their
You couldn't make
customer.
it. Because you couldn't make it. You're a
Pull up.
hard
Pull up on us
pizza
then.
salesman.
A subpar pizza salesman.
Oh my God, that is incredible.
You're a subpar
Incredible.
pizza salesman.
Oh my God.
yeah,
who
just like
did
ignite it.
Should we try our own version of it?
Yeah, who should we call?
Oh my God.
That was so funny.
Oh, that is so funny.
I've told you, of course, about the one that Stern does is 2 different Chinese restaurants in Manhattan. And it is
And they do the same thing? They call each other?
spectacular. 'Cause what they do is they place an order with one restaurant, and then they say, hold on, will you repeat it to my wife? Let me grab her. Then they call a second Chinese restaurant. And they're like, hey, such and such, what can I get for you? And then they put them, okay, go. And then they read back the order. And then now the second Chinese restaurant doesn't offer some of those items. And they're like, no, we don't have. What do you mean we don't have? And then they just get in this explosive debate about like what they have and they don't have. And both people are trying to explain what they have and they don't have.
Oh,
It's
that
so funny.
is so funny. I mean, it's hard because I hate pranks. In general, I'm against them because I would feel so scared and embarrassed if I was involved. But they are funny.
The only part for me that's a bummer is like you're kind of preying on people who already have a shitty job. But beyond that, I actually think it's probably a really fun experience that there's no way that happens and it's on the Howard Stern show and you don't find out. It's just like this great story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The experience itself is fine, I think. It's just the fact that you're already sitting there answering bozos calls.
I think it just depends on your history.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being embarrassed.
You never made
and I
pranks
would've-
as a child?
No, God, no.
Oh, my God.
I do not like them. I mean, I was pranked once and I cried.
You did. What was the prank?
It was really mean.
Was it a 3-way call situation?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and they trick you into saying something about the other person?
No,
Oh.
it was weird. It was 2 of my best friends, and they both called, but one was on silent or whatever.
Yeah.
They said that this guy liked me, but that my other friend liked him, and so she was mad at me. It was this weird, very weird thing, and then it was all a joke. So,
And did you start crying on the call or after
I
you
probably
hung up?
got off quickly
But
and
acted
cried
like it was
immediately.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, it was layered, obviously.
Sure. That's your fear. Because then you go, they had a little conversation before they even called me to make this plan.
Well, not even. It's like also though, like somebody liked me and then they didn't like me.
Yeah, that's
That's
a bad one.
not
That's not
fair.
the kind of pranks I did. I would call someone's house, and mind you, I would be like 9.
Yeah.
Just ask if their refrigerator was running.
Oh,
You better go
yeah.
catch it. You know that one?
Yeah, I've heard that. That's old
There's been a
classic.
power outage. Are you guys suffering? No, our power's on. Are you sure? Is your refrigerator running? Yeah. Well, you better go catch it. And then
Oh
you'd hang
wow,
out.
that was good. You had like a whole setup.
Yeah, and then there was also, you called the grocery store, and there was some food item. I want to say it was like Prince Albert or something. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Yes, we do. You better let them out. And then we'd hang out.
Yeah.
And then it got progressively more aggressive because when I was in high school, the Jerky Boys was a big thing.
What's that?
You don't know the Jerky Boys?
It's mildly racist, right? That you kicked my dog one.
Yeah, now that I think about it, like one of them is, they do voices and they're.
But what are they like a comedy group?
They're prank calls, and like the one that made them really famous is they would call this muffler shop in their town, and they would get into a fight with this guy named Red that worked there that just had a really short fuse. So they'd come in, hey, can we talk to Red? And then Red would get on the phone and go, hey, how's it going, you fucking cocksucker? We just are going to come down. And they'd see how many times they could call him a cocksucker or whatever thing they'd try to slide. And they were being very friendly, but they kept throwing these things. And then he just would blow up and I'm going to fucking beat you with my wrench and all this. It was crazy.
Is it on the was it on the radio? Like, how did you hear
It was
this?
like passed around the Jerky Boys tapes.
Oh, tapes.
You had to get your hands on it. I think they then put out a maybe a 7-inch album. There's a couple bars they called all the time.
Oh, wow.
And they do all these different characters. Again, yes, some of them were non-white people. One of them, hate to report, was an Indian gentleman, and he would go to the dentist, was his thing, and they would put him asleep, and then he'd wake up, and his teeth would be bleeding, and his pants were down, and he wanted to know what happened.
The Indian man?
It was them. They were calling a real dentist's office and saying, this is what happened when the last time I was there.
Oh, my God.
My pants were down. What happened to me?
Yeah. Yeah, pranks aren't for me.
Yeah. I just got to own that one because someone will go like, how could you even bring that up? It was racist. I'm sure. Yeah, I bet a lot of it. I mostly remember the red stuff.
It like resurfaced around like the Napster era too.
Oh, it
I
did.
remember it passing around then, and there was a lot of racial pranks
Stuff.
in there.
Okay, we haven't done any facts. Zooey, she's so fun. Shout out Mary Jo.
We love you, Mary Jo.
Yes.
We dedicate this episode to you, Mary Jo.
That's right.
You know, the thing I walked away with happy about is that we got to see her savant out on music a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a plan of mine, but it just naturally came up when you start
Totally.
realizing like, oh, she has the deepest knowledge of music.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Okay, Zoe's dad,
Uh-huh.
very accomplished, and we talked a little bit about his awards, and I was just going to read a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
Caleb.
Great name.
Caleb is a good name.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, I had a location manager on Hit and Run named Caleb Duffy. Shout out Caleb. Loved him. Greatest guy in the world.
Okay, he's been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Cinematography 6 times.
6 times. And I want to say he's won all 6 of those, did he?
Okay, let's see.
Only nominated.
6 times?
Yeah, no wins.
No.
For Academy Awards, Wikipedia could be wrong.
No, I don't know. If you're staring at it, that's where I thought I read it. All right. Well, still, I've been nominated for 0 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
And will die unnominated.
You don't know that.
I don't know, but I don't, unless they add podcasts to it as a category. I don't
You just
really
don't know. You have a long
don't
life
know.
ahead.
You're right. Quentin Tarantino could call me for his 10th film and I would want to act.
100%.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
When you're up. Hello.
Just waiting.
Okay. Okay. This was interesting. What is the deal with sourdough? Said it's easier to digest, which it is. But also, just to be clear, most of the things that I am reading are saying don't eat sourdough if you have celiac.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
yeah.
It definitely has gluten in it. It's just like a how much. kind of
Exactly.
sitch.
On Bon Appetit,
Ooh, you
they
trusted?
get into it. Very, very trusted. Ding, 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 trust. Why some gluten-sensitive people can eat sourdough bread.
Because it tastes good.
Because they just deal with the pain.
Nothing grills up as nice as sourdough.
It's nice. Okay, the fermentation process that gives the bread its distinctive sour taste also makes it more gut-friendly. The same microbes that are in the soil are the same microbes that are in the pot of sourdough starter, which are the same microbes that are in our gut. The wild yeast and bacteria in a sourdough starter break down some of the carbohydrates and proteins found in the flour. When bread is made with a fast-rising yeast, the bacteria don't have time to do any pre-digesting. When you add baker's yeast, that speeds the process of the rising of the bread, and it doesn't give the fermenting event enough time to really happen. It should be a 12-hour plus process for best digestibility. The process also breaks down a carbohydrate found in wheat called fructan. We know from our research that in a large proportion of people, it's the fructans in food that they're sensitive to as opposed to the gluten.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let me write that word down.
Fructan. Oops, I mean...
Fruittown. Okay, great. I'm writing it down. That's a compound word. Fruittown.
Fructans. When you limit food containing gluten, you also limit exposure to fructans, which will help symptoms to those people. Anyway, that was a good fact. I hope people really take this to heart, learn about fructans, and eat more sourdough.
And grill it. And be liberal with the butter.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Without spoiling a future guest, we had a great chef on recently.
Oh, my. Oof, so
and we
good.
got into this kind of truth, which is like, we ruined our food in the 70s. Like we started heavily processing everything. And then that caused us to all gain a ton of weight we didn't want.
Yep.
So then we're all on diets.
Yeah.
And this person's take was, if you just ate real food, you kind of be fine. And that includes butter. This person's a big proponent of slathering butter all over everything. I love it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I loved her.
Yeah.
And maybe a fun update. We exchanged numbers, and then she sent me a video of her very nice and handsome and very tall boyfriend.
Yes.
And he said that he was willing to slouch just when he said hi and then back to his normal. It was a
That's
cute
fun.
video. Yeah. He seemed like a really fun, cute guy. And then I wanted to date him,
Sure.
Yeah.
That's how
why
it goes.
Why did she get to have all the fun?
Yeah. We're mad.
Well, yeah, now that I think about it, it's just me and Mary Jo. Zoe's out of the pick. All right.
All righty.
Love you.
Love
Love
you.
you.